season the meat and blanch the potato salad, because today we're talking all about the House of Mouse. Mickey Mouse, that is, and his house is a den of not being pro-free speech. Not for much longer, as Star Wars actor Gina Corano and presumed future Star Wars actor Elon Musk are taking Disney to court for violating their constitutionally protected right to freedom of speech, and also probably to own guns somehow. Plus, former President Donald Robinette Trump is being brutally violated legally by a number of people in the Supreme Court that he personally got jobs for. Meanwhile, under disgraced former Senator Joe Biden, we are now on the verge of a civil war, a world war, and probably soon the return of the Cola Wars, if Pepsi can come up with a fun new flavor. I suggest, as always, roast beef. It'll be tangy and filling, much like this show, which starts right pronto. Hello and welcome to the Vongino Predicament. I just flew back from Russia and boy, are my arms tired. See, that's a joke, but it's also the truth. I got the absolute hell beaten into me in a Russian prison. Y'all know the drill. My name is Steve Vongino and I'm a moderate centrist, bit of a milquetoast fence sitter. I started this show because I was disgusted to the point of vomiting at the garbage, the gay garbage that passes as journalism in today's extremely biased mainstream media. Instead of reporting stories fairly and respecting your audience like I do, you're welcome. All these pundits want to do is push a partisan agenda about how Joe Biden is a great president, the economy is booming, little children aren't being groomed by activist teachers, Don Lemon's a cutie pie and you should date him, and of course, that the Ukraine war is actually cool. Lies! And did you know, you probably don't, all of my viewers are medically certified morons, that despite America funding this so-called war, and all these mainstream media journalists dropping down to their knees to interview President Vladimir Zelensky of the Ukraine, they've never once had the impulse to interview the president of the other country involved in this war. That's right. I'm sitting down with Marvel star Brie Olson. She's the president, and she's responsible for the death of well over 1,000 Ukraine. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, no. She just made a woke movie. I was a little confused. I'm also not interviewing her. But the woke movie was kind of like a genocide of white men, so she's still on the list. The president of Russia is, of course, Vladimir Putin. Not that you'd know it from watching the mainstream media. Lying garbage. Gay. Disney gay. Pew. From hell's heart, I stab at you with a big-ass spear. Take that, mainstream media. So you can only imagine how excited I was when I got an email asking me to fly to Russia to interview the big man himself. And I, of course, immediately turned it down because with all the recent DEI diversity hires, all planes are currently doorless and are losing windows fast. Just my luck. Turns out there's a train that goes from Columbus in Ohio right to Moscow, Russia. And that train costs way too much money, so I did not buy that ticket, but there's also a Greyhound bus that takes me there, so I got on that. It smelled like a sick person's pee, and when I finally arrived at the Russian capital, which looked a lot like one of the smaller Holiday Inn Express meeting rooms, I was greeted with the face of one Vladimir Putin, who immediately corrected me on his name. It's not Putin. Turns out it was a guy named Put In My Ass. Vladimir Put In My Ass. He makes gay pornography, and he wanted to, and I quote here, turn out my sweet boy pussy. So yeah, I didn't actually go to Russia. I was catfished, or whatever it's called when the person is actually being completely honest and you just read the email wrong. But don't worry. I got out of that Akron, Ohio, 3 stars on Yelp hotel with more or less no gay sex. And now I'm back to deliver the news.
I repeat, more or less no gay sex.
Speaking of tops, today's top story, and also don't worry about why I said that first thing, is of course the continued political persecution of moderate centrists like Donald Joseph Trump, who you might remember as being president for the best 4 years of your life. That was the time where you briefly forgot that BET existed. He is currently on trial in the state of Colorado, which I think they moved the entirety of to the Supreme Court. Colorado believes that it can remove Donald Trump because he is guilty of insurrection, which I doubt they even know how to spell. January 6th. Remember it? Donald Trump told everyone, and I'm quoting here, Hey guys, how you doing? How's the weather? Anyway, let's go very peacefully tell everyone in Congress, namely Nancy Pelosi and Michael Pence, that while we respect their long tenure as public servants, we ultimately feel like the discourse would be better served by a more thorough examination of the prior year's election result. And for that, they're claiming he tried to overthrow the government, which actually is what Black Lives Matter did. I won't be explaining further, thank you very much. Have you seen the videos of what happened on January 6th? And I mean the real videos, not the edited nonsense from MSNBC or CNN, okay? These videos prove beyond any reasonable shadow of any doubt that these mostly peaceful protesters were let in by the Capitol Police. And actually, the protesters weren't that fat. They could lose some weight, like they're not denying that, but their doctors are being ridiculous by calling them medically obese. And also stop trying to make them take blood pressure medication. Everyone knows all medicine is gay. The Supreme Court, featuring Diana Ross, is currently, literally as I'm filming this, hearing arguments in the case of Donald Trump versus the freedom of the people of Colorado to vote for whoever they want, assuming who they want is an American citizen over the age of 35 with no prior felonies and who also has access to a large sum of money and preferably was already famous from some kind of reality show and/or balloon boy incident. I've long said that as a moderate centrist, I'm not crazy for Trump. I mean, sure, he's the best option we have and probably the best option humanity has ever had. He's a perfect man, but I don't support him, okay? I'm just really anti-war. Okay, war sucks so much, guys. Donald Trump was recently nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. Ever heard of it? They give it out every year to the person who they think is the least likely to do war in the next calendar year. The only exception was, of course, the one time they gave it to noted warmonger Barack Obama, but they kind of had to. He was black and president and spoke so well. Their hands were tied. It's also why he won Best Kiss at the MTV Movie Awards. Anyway, Donald Trump did get the nod for the Nobel, or the Bell, as I call it. Now, you'll hear a lot of liars in the, quite frankly, lamestream media claim that actually it was just one Republican in New York who suggested the nomination, and the whole Nobel committee is Norwegian or Swedish or whatever, and so they absolutely will not be giving him anything at all. But what the media won't tell you is that Donald Trump personally brokered the Abraham Accords, a peace treaty in the Middle East that I think we can all agree worked really well. Joe Biden, meanwhile, is a dangerous warlord who simply cannot stop spilling innocent soldiers' blood just as often as he spills drops of urine into his diaper. He's out there bombing Yemen, bombing Libya, and allowing Taylor Swift to fly her private jet from Tokyo to Las Vegas in order to briefly suck off her boyfriend Travis Kelce before the big game. Don't do it, Taylor. He'll play better with swollen balls. Anyway, we've hit our legally mandated one mention of Taylor Swift per episode. Also, her music sucks and that trash. But the real question is, why do the powers that be want to keep Donald Trump off the ballot so bad? Is it because they're afraid that their steady stream of child's blood, which of course Nancy Pelosi bathes in as a tribute to their vile god Babette, I'm a moderate centrist, will soon be cut off yet again? Speaking of sacrificing children, Disney. Let's talk about it. It's a giant multimedia company mostly involved in theme parks and occasionally white genocide, started by the late Walt Disney, who many people claim is a radical leftist due to his cryogenically frozen head being briefly awoken and then shown the news and then immediately having problems with Israel, as all radical leftists do.
They tried to get further information, but he immediately died again.
Walt ain't around no more, and now all the company can make is woke garbage. And again, I don't have a personal problem with the stuff like the lesbian kiss in Lightyear or the fact that Elemental just made race science literal. You live your life. I'll live my far cooler and way less gay life. But you have an obligation, Disney, listen up, to your shareholders. And it has been proven over and over again that the American people love spending money on free speech and also, generally speaking, are opposed to child molestation. Well, some people have had enough. Enter Gina Corano, star of such films as Haywire, Deadpool, and of course, the Daily Wire picture My Son Hunter, which you should right now watch instead of any actual footage of Hunter Biden. I cannot stress enough. Absolutely do not watch any of the real Hunter Biden footage. He is way too cool. Miss Corano, or Gina, as I call her, she's a good friend of mine we haven't met, was also in the popular Star Wars series The Mandalorian, playing, I presume, girl baby Yoda. but she was fired without cause just because she posted an Instagram story comparing the treatment of unvaccinated people to, of course, the Holocaust. Listen, she wasn't saying the Holocaust was good, okay? I mean, she's probably against it. She was just saying that the few weeks in 2021 when you had to show a vaccine card to go to Chuck E. Cheese, it's more or less the same thing as that scene in Schindler's List where the little girl keeps yelling, "Goodbye, Jews! Goodbye, Jews!" It only makes sense. Gina Corano is an American citizen. I'm at least 75% sure of it. So she has a constitutionally protected right to freedom of speech, which is also why you should be allowed to say the N-word if you work at Arby's. But we're not talking about that now. We're talking about how Elon Musk and Gina Carano are saving America and hopefully having babies together.
I would not object to watching.
Gina Carano is suing woke Disney for her unlawful firing, and Elon Musk is funding the lawsuit due to, I guess, Daily Wire movies aren't paying enough for Gina to hire her own lawyers. I don't know. Give me a call, Gina. I'll work cheap, and I watch a lot of Law & Order. Now, you might be asking, and also stop asking, this is my show, you just watch it. Why is Elon Musk funding this lawsuit? Is it because he is so devoted to free speech that he personally bought X.com for $44 billion and then was briefly held hostage by Antifa, who forced him to try and file a lawsuit to get out of it? But after he picked the handcuffs with like a sliver of his shin bone, he jumped out, he karate kicked everyone. Then he ran to the court and screamed, "Let me purchase X," which is what this website has always and will always be called because I love free speech so much. Some are saying it's because Disney pulled all their advertisements from X.com, easily one of the internet's top websites. But no, they didn't do that. Elon Musk kicked them off after he found out they're racist. And even worse, they're racist against white people.
Shyamalan twist.
In a post on X.com, which again he owns and paid $44 billion for, Elon Musk shared this leaked document from inside the Disney Brain Trust. It outlines their, quite frankly, Gestapo-esque tactics to increase so-called diversity in their films, TV shows, musicals, and presumably the preview video that plays when you're waiting in line for the Aerosmith rocking roller coaster. Also, everything else Disney does. They demand at least 50% of all characters shown on screen come from underrepresented groups, which is what they say because they're too cowardly to say the N-word. They also demand that 50% of all writers and producers come from these groups, which is wild because Tyler Perry makes like 7 films and 200 episodes of TV a year. He's got it covered. There's more, but I don't feel like we need to get into it. And also this episode's running long already and I have to pee. Leave me alone. Point is, Disney needs to go back to what they do best, which is making movies about white little mermaids and then putting penises on the VHS cover. And now, with this lawsuit filed by Elon Musk and Gina Carano, Disney can finally lose enough money so that no one cares whether or not they hire a black gaffer. Also, congrats to Gina Carano on her first Oscar nomination, lead actress for Killers of the Flower Moon. I think she should have gone supporting, but still, wait, what? Oh, someone else? What, Lily Whatstone? And she's Indian? God damn, well, in a couple of months, she's going to lose to Emma Stone, and I bet the whole internet is going to be real chill about it. And that's why Disney needs to go bankrupt, and again, Elon Musk and Gina Carano need to have sex. Preferably with bionic genitals. All right, gang, thanks for watching. The camera focuses the microphone, but not my face, and that's a problem. I could probably change it in the camera settings. I don't want to press buttons, like and subscribe. You gotta like and subscribe. Follow me on X.com, which has always been called that. I'm posting heat on there. I've gone back to posting. For a while, I was not posting. Now I'm posting like a quite frankly, gosh darn maniac. I'm on X.com. I am on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. What are the other social media sites that I don't even know about now? The kids are on, like LiddyTheRiz.com or something. I'm not on those. But I am, of course, on Patreon.com. Ladies and gentlemen, head to Patreon.com/TheVongino Predicament. And for only $5 a month, which is nothing. You have spent $5 on something stupid recently. You know you have. You had dinner at home. and you were like, I gotta get a $5 footlong, which is $9 now, you should have given that money to me. So I can take that money and also $5 someone else gives me, and together buy a $5 footlong, which is now $8, and have enough money left over to shoplift a donut from Jewel Osco. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about my life. For $5 a month, you get exclusive bonus content. You get an extra bonus episode every single week. You get access to raw feeds. You get access to questions and answers on the Patreon. And of course, you get an executive producer credit. It's currently playing right now. It's currently playing. While it plays, I'm going to crunch ice into the microphone. Let's hear how that sounds. Maybe we like it. Maybe this is your favorite sound. I don't know what your life is. What's the opposite of ASMR? Kind of like how, like there's pop music supposed to make you happy and then goth music, which makes you sad. You know what I'm saying? Like Ashley Simpson. I don't know. It's not important, but we love these executive producers. They gave me $5 a month, and you could do so as well. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I love you. I got another episode coming real soon. I'm doing a live stream on Sunday, the same day the Super Bowl is going on, which was a good decision. And I had already put the art together and made everything. I was like, oh yeah, the Super Bowl is on Sunday. And then I was like, oh yeah, I'm gay. I'm just a gay man. I didn't know. I am not gay. Stop saying that about me. Anyway, I got another video coming right soon. Check out the live stream on Sunday. Check it all out on my YouTube channel. And until next time...
Gina Corano does kind of look like Lily Gladstone. Is that only me? All right, shut up!
Shut up and sit down.